Welcome to the Joy of Music. Today we bring you a special program from the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York. Founded in 1802, the Academy has graduated over 40,000 cadets who are trained to lead our country in times of peace as well as in times of war. The West Point environment is rich in academic, physical, military, and spiritual excellence, providing our country with strong and dynamic leaders for tomorrow. Standing 300 feet above the Hudson River, the Cadet Chapel is built of granite stone from the West Point quarry, a stone which blends well with the native stone of the surrounding hillside. The chapel, designed to replace an earlier building erected in 1837, was placed on the hill above the cadet barracks, where its tower rises impressively above the other structures. Sunday chapel attendance at West Point is almost as old as the military academy itself. From the Galilee porch of the Cadet Chapel, the Sunday morning visitor may watch members of the Corps come to the Cadet Chapel. It's a very great honor, General Palmer, to welcome you today to the Joy of Music.
Well, thank you. It's great to have you here at West Point.
It must be a very rewarding experience to have attended West Point and then to come back here in the highest honored position as superintendent.
Well, it really is. I'm not sure I'd call it an honor as much as a trust. This place belongs to the nation, and anyone here has to feel a very special sense of calling.
Do you feel that life has changed much at West Point since you were here as a cadet?
Oh gosh, yes. In a lot of peripheral ways. Some ways, not at all. There are changes that are evident. We have women now. We didn't when I was a cadet. The size of the Corps of Cadets is about twice as large as it was. Our curriculum is a very different curriculum. We're much more representative of the population of America in terms of minorities in particular. The buildings, the physical plant has changed with the growth of the number of students. But at heart, it's still the West Point that's been here for 200 years. It is built on a set of values that are unchanging, enduring, and it is its purpose is unchanged. So the things that really count are the same.
Mm-hmm. There are very high standards here in every area of life, the academic, the military, in everything that happens. Why do you feel that a student or a young person would want to choose to attend an academy or a school such as West Point?
Well, first of all, if they want it the easy way, they don't come to West Point.
No.
If they're looking for a challenge, if they're looking for something that is different, that really causes you to develop and grow and do it under pressure, and yet with a sense of fun and enjoyment, this is a great place to come.
General Palmer, do you feel that the high moral and ethical standards here at West Point make a difference in a cadet's life now and when he leaves the academy?
Well, it's fundamental. We have every cadet in the 4 years here has to be developed in 3 areas: intellectual, academic, the physical, and the military, which is has to do with leader development and the disciplinary system, the self-discipline that they develop, and so forth. But the basis for all of that is moral, ethical development. That's what it's all built from. And we couldn't run our programs if we didn't see that as central to what we're doing.
You know, General Palmer, this is a music program. And do you feel that music is a vital part of life here at West Point?
Without a band, for instance, our concert band, without the music of our cadet choirs, without the glee club, without the cadets rally band, their spirit group, and without the gospel choir, West Point would be a different place, and it would be much diminished. Music adds a real dimension of spirit, of cohesion, of pride, all of those. It just, if you were to pull music out, something would be wrong. It would be woefully missing.
Thank you.
Football Saturdays at West Point are truly an experience.
I love football games.
This is a great place to see a football game. It really is. The trees, of course, have changed colors. It's a beautiful time of year, and from the very top of the stadium, you can see across the Hudson, and the reservoir is there. Someone has said that this is the most beautiful sight to see a college football game in America.
In the Cadet Chapel at West Point is found one of the great organs of the world. The organ dates back to 1911 when a Motta-sized instrument was built. It has since been enlarged many times, and today the chapel organ has 285 ranks with over 18,000 individual speaking pipes. It is the largest church organ in the world. It's a very high honor to be chosen as a cadet here at West Point, as every year, West Point receives over 15,000 applications and only 1,300 are chosen. Today we have with us two cadets who hold very high honors here at the Academy. They are Kristin Baker and Nate Allen. Welcome to the Joy of Music. I understand, Kristin, that you hold a very special title here at the Academy. What is that title?
Okay, I'm either brigade commander or first captain.
As the first captain, what are your responsibilities?
A lot. Mostly I act as a liaison between the commandant, who is the officer that oversees a lot of our academics and physical part of our lives, and the corps of cadets. That's the 400 cadets that make up our student body. And then at the same time, I'll have to represent the Academy at different functions.
How do you feel personally about being the first woman to hold the title of first captain?
Well, I personally, of course, I'm enjoying my position. It's a lot of work, but I really have never had an opportunity like this before.
There's a very high honor code that's always stressed at the Academy. How does this make a difference in your life?
I think that I really believe, first of all, that the people who come here because of they already have high morals, high ethics. It's probably the one thing that distinguishes graduates from the military academy from graduates from any other college. For 4 years, they emphasize that need for responsibility, for integrity, and for honor. And those are probably in my opinion, the three ideals that really make a person stand out as a leader. You can be as good as you want at leading other people, but if you can't influence them in those areas, then you cannot hope to succeed in really instilling in them moral character.
Nate, what is the special title that you hold here at West Point?
I'm the brigade executive officer. I work for Kristin, basically, to make sure that what you say happens, basically.
Can you tell us your responsibilities as a commander?
Okay, as executive officer, my job is, I guess you could just use the word execute. I'm in charge of making sure that whatever is going on is happening. So if she sends down a policy, or she wants something to happen, or from a parade to a corps picnic even, any kind of activity that we do, it's my job to make sure that that happens through a staff of about 39 people that I have working for me.
Is life here at West Point everything that you expected it to be?
I guess I'd have to say yes and no to that, in the sense that there's no way that you can come here knowing what to expect. You have to be here in order to know what to expect. But I did expect it to be tough.
Do you mean academically, militarily?
I guess the toughest thing that happens here that we have to face is really just time management and learning your priorities as a person. It was interesting, we were talking earlier over here, and you had asked Kristin about playing the flute and the cadet band. And there's a lot of things that we would love to do here, but you just don't have time because of the pressures of where you got academics or running off to your intramural or drill practice, or the place just puts a lot of demands on you. So really learning what is important in your life and focusing in, instead of being a mile wide and an inch deep, so to speak.
Nate, what do you feel is the most important part of your life here at West Point?
For me as a person, the most important thing in my life is my relationship with Jesus Christ.
Can you tell us what the spiritual values and your personal relationship to Christ means in your life here at West Point?
I feel God has given me certain gifts or talents along with everyone else, and it changes my focus away from self, so to speak, and doing this for Him and seeking to serve Him. And I think it really changes my focus in the sense of serving others also, in the sense that if you were to think of leadership, which is what I guess this place is meant to prepare leaders for the Army, leaders for the nation, the key to leadership is humility and service. And Christianity, or my service of Christ, could be looked at that way also. And so I really see a connection there.
I want to thank you both very much for being on The Joy of Music today, and we wish you well and God's blessing for the future. The United States Military Academy Band is the oldest military band in continuous service in the United States. Its musical heritage predates the Revolutionary War, when fife and drummers were stationed on Constitution Island across the Hudson River from West Point. Today, the band is made up of almost 100 members who have been trained in the country's leading music schools and have been recruited for their superior musical qualifications. The band has served the Army with distinction for more than 170 years. Among the many military and national heroes buried here at the West Point Cemetery, there are the graves of two special ladies, Susan and Anna Warner, who owned and gave Constitution Island to the Academy. Susan was a novelist and writer, and Anna, who loved the Bible, used to row across the Hudson River to teach the cadet Sunday school class. But it was Anna who wrote the very famous yet simple hymn, Jesus Loves Me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to Him belong. They are weak, but He is strong. Today, the Joy of Music has come to you from the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York. We pray that the commitment to excellence, the dedication, and the inspiration of this place has enriched and touched your life as it has thousands of lives over the years. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week on the Joy of Music.